Hello, 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 Karma Tribe members. I am so excited to introduce to you today one of my greatest role models here, Miss Jenny Ammon Fenig, based out of the Berkshires. And this lovely woman is leading the way in spiritual online entrepreneurship and has blessed my heart more than I could even begin to say or put into words. So before we get started here, I would love to just open up the space, open up the invitation for those who are joining us to comment on where they're coming from. And as we get going, just go ahead and let us know how far this message is spreading. We want to acknowledge you as our tribe members for joining us on today's call and just give you the time and space because we would not be here without you. So thank you, thank you, thank you so much for joining. And without further ado, I will go ahead and introduce Miss Jenny Fenig. And why don't you go ahead and tell us a little bit about yourself, Jenny, and then I can kind of give some foreground perhaps on how we got connected.
Sure. Thanks so much for having me, Sabrielle. This is going to be awesome. I just opened up my phone with this on there to see, who might be here with us and, commenting and connecting and all that good stuff. I love technology because I'm in Massachusetts, you're in Costa Rica. I know your tribe expands around the universe and we're talking and it's so cool. I'm in my home office. We don't have these like fancy production studios. You don't need that. You just need the desire to help people, to connect, to have conversations that can help heal the planet. I think that's what we're all here to do. And so it's awesome to be with you today. So my thing is, I help people help people. I am a coach. I call myself a spiritual business coach. So I blend, my background in business, my love of business, my love of helping people, making offers, making invitations with my spiritual path, really, with this quest that I'm on to honor the call of my soul, to fulfill my assignment, to complete the mission. I kind of just blend it all together in this really cool concoction, this potent creation, really. And I'm able to work with my clients and students all over the world. I love that. I have a couple different ways that I help people. One is through our coaching school. That's one of the ways that you and I work together, Sabrielle. It's called Get Gutsy Coach Training School. So we train spiritual coaches to make a difference and a great living. And I love being able to do that. I saw a big need in the market. Having trained to become a coach myself several years back, about 10 years ago now, and realizing there's a lot of people who want to, take their tools, take their skills and help people, but they don't always understand kind of the business structure of how to do it, how to make a living. And I don't want, women or men to be afraid to speak the language of money, speak the language of abundance, to understand that we can give and receive, that we can, charge for what we do. Or I know that your mission is really this whole giving community, which is really beautiful too, but we need to be able to understand what language we're speaking, what community that we're speaking to, and do the thing that we're here to do. So that's one way that I help my people. And then I also work with those who are, kind of more clear as to what they do and how they serve. And then I have a community and a program to help them get out there in a bigger way with their work, be able to serve their tribe all over the world and really do it. I mean, we're at such this interesting tipping point now in the world. I had a corporate background. I thought that was always going to be my path. And I realized that was not going to allow me to live the kind of life that I wanted to live, wouldn't allow me to be the kind of mom I wanted to be. And I needed to redesign how I worked and how I served, how I contributed to the society. And so I've been able to do that. And now I love being able to teach my people how to do that as well, how to position themselves out there in the market, how to be clear about what it is that they sell, what it is that they offer, and to make sure they have plenty of gas left in the tank for the other things that they've got going on, for hobbies, for family, for wellness. Like, we can't kill ourselves trying to help people, and I want to make that point clear. I feel like We have a lot of altruistic people probably who are tuning in, and sometimes we overgive, and we over deliver and we over respond, and then we have nothing left for ourselves. Our body starts breaking down. So I really am looking at so many different angles when I come in and support people. And, I'm happy to see that you all have created such a nice community of activists, those who have love in their hearts and want to do something impactful with the time and the gifts that they were given.
Beautiful. Thank you so much, Jenny, for sharing what you just shared with us today. And I couldn't agree more with you on all of those dynamics of having that give and receive be in balance so that we're not being depleted, because there's so much value in giving and there's so much value in opening yourself up to receive. But it is so important to be in balance so that we can continue and expand our container to not just ourselves, but to our communities. Mm-hmm. That's I'll just speak to a little bit of what Karma Tribe is looking to do. That's why we're starting this crowd fund, is because we're reaching out. We're ready to expand our container, because our vision for Karma Tribe isn't to be necessarily a nonprofit. It is maybe more along the lines of not for profit. So we can continue to give into the community and have everybody be self-sustaining. But the platform that we provide is free. Just like Facebook is free. There's some beautiful things that we are able to exchange in that. So my question to you is, how has providing free services or your free gifts to people come back to you?
Yes, great question. Well, free is a beautiful thing, right? Just that feeling of free. So this week I put out, the type of energy that I'm going to be bringing to my week. And every week is something different. It's whatever comes through me. And this week it was free. Like I just felt I want to feel free. Right. And I think that's what we desire. Most people, freedom is like a pretty big value. Right. So I think there's just some interesting juxtaposition there, interesting connection. In my business, free has been critical in growing my community and growing my tribe and growing what's called the KLT factor, the know, like, and trust factor. I have a coaching and training company. I mean, that's really what it is when you're looking at kind of the industry. That's what we do. We provide programs. I'm, teaching. I'm coaching. I am providing space. I'm consulting. So that's really the kind of the classic industry that I'm in. And my job is to let the right people know about my work and who I am and how I can serve them. And so the free model in my business, since the beginning, really, I started in 2008. I really started putting out like free content, if you will, in 2009. That's been with me since the beginning. Blogging. Now I'm, podcasting came on the scene a few years back in my business. Lots of like free PDF checklists and guides and meditations and ebooks and video series and audios, and you can kind of dial in whatever form of media you want to use. You yourself want to understand, what does your audience tend to be drawn to? How do they like to consume and what? And then how are you uniquely designed to deliver the information, the transformation, the wisdom that is coming through you. And so in my business, we have a lot of different free stuff that we put out there. Often they're finding it on my website. They are finding it through Facebook. If I am, sending out information, putting a post and saying, hey, I've got this free blah, blah for you. And we do a tremendous amount of, it's an interesting concept because I pay to give people free things via Facebook ads. Yes, Facebook is a free platform for users to use. And because there's so many users there are advertisers like me who want to invest in the Facebook platform to get in front of the audience that Facebook has assembled, basically. And so we actually pay money to Facebook to give people free stuff. But I do that because I know that Facebook has created a community of people who would be interested in my work. I know that my work is really good. I would love to be able to offer up my work to the right type of people, which we can identify, within that platform. And then for, a percentage of that population, they're going to want to continue. Because in my business, I am a for-profit business. I don't try to dance around that concept. It is what it is. And I'm proud of that. And I'm totally open up to that. And so for me, yes, while free is absolutely a part of my business model, I am very excited to, and don't deny the fact that we charge for our programs. We have very, very premium programs, premium experiences. They're going to give our audience, our clients, our students what they're looking for, kind of that next piece of the puzzle in their journey. But free is an amazing way to get these wonderful souls, which are also called prospects in the business world, these prospects into our community, kind of show them what I'm all about, show them what's possible if they go on this journey with us. And then those who choose to choose in, awesome. And those who don't, that's okay. I've served them in the way that I was meant to serve them at that time.
Yes. Most certainly. I definitely can agree 100% with everything you said. Even myself on how I was introduced to you is through Facebook and through your offerings and through all of these things. And I've received so much from you, just from, that it's completely transformed my life and allowed me to see my value and be able to now offer that and ripple out to everybody here. Like everybody who's watching this is a ripple effect from my experience with Jenny. Because I was able to go through these experiences, I am now opening my container even wider to be able to serve all of you, which I just love that connection in itself and how powerful that is. And a question that came up to me as you were sharing was, how can we tap into our value and release some of those maybe blocks on, the whole money structure? Like what's the most, that's the first thing that came in.
Yeah. Well, first off, you've got to release any idea that money is bad or that money is dirty or that money screws people up. Yeah, certainly that can happen, right? Money can, make people who are already greedy, in their thoughts, like greedier. I've heard somebody say money just amplifies who somebody already is. Okay. So I found just from my work, and I don't specialize in like money mindset. I have a lot of, friends and colleagues who do this, and I've learned from them myself. I've read a lot of books around money. I've had to do my own work around it because there's so much of money is attached to worth, self-worth, knowing that you're allowed to earn. And especially for those of us who finally found the thing that we're here to do. I spent a lot of time, like I wasn't doing it. I was getting closer, but I wasn't there yet. When we finally find it, we're like, this is so fabulous. And it's like easy. And I love it because I love it so much and it comes easy to me. I probably shouldn't even charge because it's like not work, but that's not a way that you need to think. And it's not going to be sustainable unless you're independently wealthy and you don't need to worry about how your bills are getting paid or any of that. Then you do want to come into this idea that you serve, you deserve. And so you're serving, you deserve to attract that abundance. And what happens with money too is for those of you who are making offers, invitations to your audience to, take it the next step with you, let's say, then what you do is you're giving them an opportunity to really invest in themselves. They're not investing in you, they're investing in themselves. And so when you invest in yourself, I'll give myself for an example. Several years ago, I knew that I was ready to write this book. And I thought about it for a long time. And everything else was a bigger priority than writing the book. And I finally said, this idea of me writing the book will not leave me alone. I've got to write this book. I want to write this book. And I'm going to find somebody who's going to help me. And I'm going to pay this person. And in my case, I paid this person a good chunk of money, close to $20,000 to help me write this book, basically to hold my feet to the fire. Because at that point, I wasn't going to do it. I had 2 young kids. I have a business. I have a husband. I have a home. There was just a gazillion other things that were more important. So because she gave me the opportunity to invest in this dream, I wasn't going to just flake out on it because she wasn't going to return my money if I didn't write the book, And so that's what I give my clients, my students, the opportunity to do is invest in the thing that they say that they want, that is going to open them up to the next level of this quest that we're all on. That's what I've seen from my clients time and time and again. I have no idea what's going to happen for them after they make that investment other than it's going to be freaking good. And some of it's going to be hard too, because all the stuff's going to kind of unravel that needed to be unraveled, because that's what often what investing in yourself does, is things come to the light, right? And so when we give our clients, our customers, the opportunity to do that, we're doing them a huge service. So don't ever feel bad or guilty about charging for your great work, for your sacred work. It is a wonderful thing that you are offering. It's a gift that you are offering. So when we talk about gifting, that also is a gift. That is a gift that you're offering your clients, because when you are, investing something, it's a different energy than if you got it for free. Some things for free are fabulous, but there's often, if we have like fear attached to it or any kind of resistance, if we got it for free, it's very easy to be like, well, it was free, it's no big deal, I'm not going to do anything with it, right? And so we want to just know that if we're charging or if we're paying for something, that's a beautiful thing. That's an exchange of energy, okay? And so we can look at it as an exchange of energy that can kind of free us up. And then something that my friend Denise Duffield Thomas shared with me recently, I went to her Money Mindset tour in New York City a few weeks back, and she said something that I absolutely loved, and it was, the more money I make, the more people I can help. The more people I help, the more money I earn, right? And so it's that whole exchange of energy, right? You're going to put that energy into your people. They're going to give you that energy back to compensate you for the gifts that you're giving them, the transformation, the solution to their problem. So that right there has been, hugely helpful for me to just wrap my head around it, and to know that there's really no limit. There is no limit. I've set like self-imposed limits for myself, where I'm like, I can get to this point, and then after that point, it's going to be really hard. And I've hung out there. I've hung out there in that mindset, that kind of ceiling for, in some cases, years. It was like, I know that there's another side to it. I know it's possible because I know other people are doing it. Why can't I get there? And so that's where to me, this concept is fascinating, because there's so much healing that's required around money, around abundance, around wealth. So many of us have had, challenging examples of this in our lives as children, where we might have seen people in power who mishandled money, or used it to try to control you, or have said messages to you around it that you've taken on as true. And then that'll kind of hold you hostage until you realize, hey, there's another way to do this. And so in my world now, I'm just committed to serving to the best of my ability, and then having the systems set up. I just was on a call with my team prior to this, and we're setting up some just systems in the business so that it is a stronger entity for us to move forward and help more people. When you are attracting in more abundance, whether that be financial, relationship abundance, spiritual abundance, you've got to make sure that you have the foundation and the system set. Otherwise, you've got leaks in your bucket. You don't have that clear container, that solid container to which receive the abundance. So, and it's just an ongoing process. So wherever you are, just know it is an ongoing process. You've got to do your work. You've got to heal. You've got to kind of just see where you've been taking on things as true that aren't true, and know that whatever you desire, you can do. It's just how much do you want it? How much, in my case, and I teach this to my people too, how much rejection are you willing to go through? Okay. If you're making offers, you're making invitations, you better be ready to hear a lot of no's. And for many people, Sabriel, they're not willing to do that. That is so painful for them, because maybe they were told no in a very harsh way, growing up, and they were always told no for everything. And they're like, I can't hear any more no. And so, but y'all, whatever you want to do, whatever kind of creation you want to put out there, you're putting out art, you're putting out your services, you're putting out whatever, you need to be delighting in the no's, because the no's help get you to that aligned yes. And that's what we're really wanting. We want that aligned yes.
Beautiful. Yes. I've been experiencing so much of this lately. And what leads me into a question on just discerning. How do you discern the difference between what's resistance and what's that obstacle in the right direction. You know, like just running up into resistance, like, ooh, I know I'm about to break through a ceiling. And I know just like today, trying to create this broadcast is running into a lot of resistance, but there was perseverance within me that I can personally speak to. But then there are those cases where I'm running into something and it's a wall. It's like, this is not for you. So I would love for you to share a little bit about your personal experience on maybe a story that you have based around that for you.
Yeah. Oh gosh, I have like a gazillion stories around that. What comes through on that is you got to check your own shit. You know, this is where the chatter comes in. And, you know, I write about this in my book, which is called Get Gutsy. So there's the inner voice and the inner critic. And the inner critic is the one that tells you, Sabrielle, why'd you even set this thing up? You knew it wasn't going to work. Just quit now. Just cancel it. No one will even really know. And the inner voice is the one that's like, this is you learning. You know, this is your next level. This is going to be worth it. You've gone this far. Don't turn back now. This is part of the process, right? And it tends to be more of that benevolent, kind of like the Glinda, you know, the good witch in the Wizard of Oz, and you've got the wicked witch. It's kind of like that. And so you got to come face to face with these energies. I mean, these energies have been with us since the beginning of time. That's what, you know, all the stories and legends and lores are about. These two different energies, these two different entities. And just know that we all have them. Like, no one's immune. I still got, you know, the wicked witch. I've got that inner critic that's like, oh, don't reach out to that person. You know, they're not going to show up. They don't like what you have. They don't want to work with you. Don't waste your time. Don't embarrass yourself. Just go, you know, sit on your couch and call it a day. And, you know, you have to be able to temper all of that, because certainly we need to rest. And I don't advocate working 24/7 in pursuit of your goal. However, I know for me, I'm just coming off of an enrollment period, and I have enrollment periods in my business. And this is, in my case, it's a program called Glow. It's technically like a mastermind. It's kind of like a type of program that we offer. And oh my gosh, y'all, like, tremendous amount of outreach on my part. You know, I've been in business for close to 10 years. It doesn't mean that I'm not outreaching to people personally to invite them in, to go on this journey with me, to go on this, you know, this fantastic experience. I'll have people who are like, oh my gosh, I still want to do it. And then they change their mind, or they don't show up for calls. Like, I still have that. And then I'll have other people who just come out of the woodwork. All of a sudden, you're like, you get their information, their application. You're like, oh, it's like an answered prayer. The artists are amazing. And then you get on the phone. They're like, I'm ready to sign up immediately. I already knew as soon as you opened your mouth, like, you were the person I was looking for, Jenny. And so it's like, you know, the question for you is, are you willing to be all in? Are you willing to be all in? Are you willing? Okay. I brought this out because I thought there might be an opportunity for me to share this. It's just a really beautiful message that I feel like your audience is going to get so much from. I have to tell you, I didn't write these words. I wish that I would have, because they're fucking rad, but they were delivered by my Kundalini yoga teacher over the weekend. And she does, the funny thing, y'all, she doesn't even know where they came from. She is like so awesome. You know, Kundalini, the teachers wear all white and they've got something on their head. And she's just like this flowy little goddess who comes in every Sunday and then gives us yogi tea afterwards. And yeah, it's great. And so she goes, I don't know, I just pick, you know, pages from books will fall out and I save them. She had saved this one for decades. And she shared it, and it was like, I asked her, I go, can I like make a copy of that? It was so good. And, you know, I'm starting this program with my mastermind crew tomorrow. I'll be sharing with them as well, but I'd love to share it with your audience if that sounds good. Sabrielle, I just feel like it hits the nail on the head for really what we're all doing here. Because that's the big thing, is what are we doing here? You know, we have this time on earth. What are we doing? And how do we break through any resistance that is simply holding us back from doing the thing we came here to do? Here it is. And again, shout out to anyone who wrote these words. I wish I knew. My teacher doesn't know either, but whoever you are, thank you. Be not concerned about the form that your action should take. Your expression will unfold naturally. Simply love God. And if you want to use another word, you can use that. Simply love God. Hold to your purest intentions and remain true to your inner light. In this consciousness shall your place be made known to you without question. The miracle of right action is its willingness to spring forth from good intention. Let your deeds speak your message to the world. Your actions have the power to heal. This is a responsibility of great and wonderful magnitude. It is your only responsibility, and it is the easiest one. For when you choose the responsibility to heal the world, you instantly allow God to heal the world through you. This is your role as a messenger of light.
Ooh, wow.
Yeah, exactly. When I heard that, I was like, oh my God.
Yeah, that's something powerful.
This is your only responsibility. Because you're kind of like, I have so many responsibilities. Actually, no, you only have one. You only have one. Yeah. And that is, let your deeds speak your message to the world. Your actions have the power to heal. So, again, it's like when you're looking at the resistance and what should I do and blah, blah, blah. It's like, what is this connected to? And then sometimes, you know what? That wasn't meant. It's like in my case, that most recent example, it's like, I can't want someone to be in my program more than they want to be in. You know what I mean? And so I see them there. I see you in this group. Oh my gosh, you're supposed to be here. And they can't get over that threshold. So I trust that. Rejection is God's form of protection. So that's another way that I do it. It's like, yes, I will work for it. I will put myself out there. I will pursue something that I feel is in the highest good of all parties. And then, if it's not transpiring for whatever reason, I've learned to let that go and trust that although I'm maybe disappointed, I saw something that they couldn't see. And you both have to be able to see. If you're talking about two people or entities, that's what business is. That's what y'all are doing. You're building relationships. And so you do need to trust that as well. And it's not easy. You can feel that disappointment. You don't have to pretend that you're this robot and you don't feel anything. Like, no, you feel things. But that has served me really well. That I've done my part and I'm going to let that other person do their part. And if we both get to this destination together, then that's where we're supposed to be. If not, then it's cool. Like there's something better. This or something better.
Always, always, always. And it just goes back to that connection and that relationship. It has to be that equal give and receive. And if you're putting an intention out there, whatever you're putting that intention out there should be met with, something that's in reciprocity. And so whether that's a free offer or whether that's a paid offer or whether that's your time, I feel like if you're being rejected for that, it's because what's meant to meet you isn't coming through the form that maybe you're seeing. And so and so I love that you offer so many different ways and you give so much and so generously, but you hold yourself in such a strong container with such strong boundaries and such strong faith and trust that you will be provided for, that you will receive, and that you trust in those connections and those values being made. Because when you know your worth and you know your value and you hold that true, you will receive. And that's one thing, a message that I just want everybody here to know, no matter what you're providing, that know your value, know your worth, and you can give that freely. And when you give freely, you will receive that freely. So well said, very well said. It's been the truth for me since the beginning. I won't say that I still don't get into those places of like, how's it, and it's so normal to go there. Be like, what, if things aren't working on your timetable, you're like, it's not working. Just because it's not working on your timetable doesn't mean it's not working. But yes, when you give from that space of generosity and love in your heart, like, I know this is going to help you. It's my gift to you. Apply it, see what happens. And hey, here's this next step. If you want to keep going, if you want to keep going deeper, I have a next step for you. It's that, and knowing not everyone can take that next step. They're just not in a position to take that next step. But that doesn't mean that you aren't doing your job and that the right people will always say yes. I have found that over and over again. So just, stay in the magic of it. Stay in the mystery of it. You don't have to script the whole freaking thing. And I still fall in that trap. I got to script. It's like I have to be in control of all the little pieces. No, you don't. No, you don't. That's not your job. That's not your job. I hope everyone here has, a relationship
spiritual relationship of your own understanding, you know, and that piece that God was used, but you can use anything. It's like the universe, great mother, goddess, Gaia, whatevs, the trees, like whatever your thing is, just find that, because the world is crazy out there right now. We're all getting tossed around. There's things that go on there, you know, every day that sometimes I just, you know, I hope that we don't become numb. But I think we're getting there, honestly. And you know, we just had, you know, another freaking mass shooting happen. Things have got to change. You know, we're in this state of transition right now, and it's wonky and it's uncomfortable, and we're feeling vulnerable and raw, and a lot of us are angry, and we are in grief, and all of these things are coming up for us. And I do believe with our sacred work, we really can help, you know, heal the planet. We can call out injustices. We can have these challenging conversations. And so I want to put that out there too for your audience to do that. We can do it with kindness. I know that's one of your tenets, kindness. I just created a post today, just my thoughts around what has happened, you know, and at that church in Texas. And, you know, I'm pissed. I'm really frustrated, because it's like, how are we going to move through this? It's like that whole thing, the resistance. I'm at this wall. I feel like so many of us feel like we're at this wall, and sometimes we want to shut down. We're like, that's it, I just quit. Like, I don't want to do this anymore. That's going to happen in your work. That's going to happen, you know, on a macro level with what you see going on in the world that you feel like you have little control over. But we all are playing a part here, and it is up to us to really find what our unique contribution is in this world, and then go and do it. And that, to me, is the benefit too, when you do receive abundance, you know, money, some kind of offering, right, for what you're putting out there. You do have more choices. You have more ability to support maybe, you know, causes that you're really committed to, perhaps lawmakers who you want to support. You know, there's so much that can be done. Certainly things can be done with volunteerism and with time, and that's a wonderful, wonderful piece. But don't discount the power of cash when you, you know, you see things that need to shift. Some of the most powerful entities, especially in the United States, are the ones with the most money. And they are the ones that I don't agree with. And so it's figuring out how can you kind of join forces with those who, you know, can play a role in the betterment of our world and get us to a place where, you know, I've got my kids who just came home from, my daughter just came home from school. She's like, Mom, you know, I want to leave this place better than how I found it. I want to leave this place better than how it is now. And I know that by me, you know, being really intelligent with how I'm serving, who I'm serving, what I'm putting out there, using my tools, being a smart businesswoman, you know, having that love in my heart, I'm going to be able to accomplish this mission. It's not going to happen tomorrow. You know, there's days when I'm like, this is going to take forever. Oh my gosh. But this is where we are. You know, this is where we are as a society. And I know that those who are tuning in right now are, you know, you have what you're passionate about. Don't ever feel like you can't speak up and that you can't make a difference. You very much can. And it comes down to you deciding to be a leader and deciding to, you know, get out there and take a stand. You know, I love what you all stand for within the Karma Tribe. I wish you well with, you know, everything that you're doing out there. And, you know, I want everyone to just really, you know, make use of this life, make use of your voice, make use of your intelligence and your wisdom, and just get out there and do it. And don't be swayed or sidetracked by any criticism that you are going to receive, because you will. And it's okay. It's okay. It's part of the deal. It's anytime that happens, you just can celebrate and you can say, "Oh, next level! I'm at the next level. This is so exciting."
Oh, wow. Thank you for all of the inspiration that you just invoked. I just feel it coming through, like Costa Rica. I know you've been here through the retreats and know the magic of this place.
Yes.
It's just like, her heartbeat is something strong and feeling that.
Totally.
So
totally.
not only can you all give from the gifts you have to receive to share with this world, but I also want to tap into the power of putting your money where your mouth is, and also to your local governments. Today's election day in the United States, and I want to make a plug for that. I know we talked about all the things you shouldn't be talking about, politics, religion.
No, because that's what we were told. You know what it is? We were told not to talk about these things. So we're like, oh, we better not talk about these things because people are going to get uncomfortable. And you know what? That's not working too well for us. That is not working too well for us. We need to talk about these things, but we can do it in ways where, you know, again, kindness, we're going to get there. And we need to freaking talk about things. And like, I feel like that's the shaming that happens. They're like, oh, that's not the appropriate time to talk about that. Oh, really? When is it? Because no. So don't let people, again, it's just the attempt to silence. It's attempt to silence. It's attempt to censor. And I just say, don't let that happen. It's like, don't, I'm just seeing that movie in my head right now. Dirty Dancing. Nobody puts baby in a corner. You know, Patrick Swayze, when like baby's in the corner, nobody puts baby in a corner. Don't let anybody put you in that corner and tell you what you're allowed to talk about and what you're not allowed to talk about. That's just that's to maintain the status quo. And we're not here to do that.
Beautiful, beautiful. Encouragement and just everything that you represent, Jenny. I know as Karma Tribe up levels into becoming a profit-inducing business, that I definitely will be taking some of the information that I've received from you and being able to apply that to our team members here, because, you know, we definitely want to be something that grows into an entity where we're able to serve the masses. And so we need to be in a profitable state to do that. And so that's where we're calling out for us to be able to make it to that next level. And so I want to just invite anybody to go to our Karma Tribe crowdfunding page and vote with your money here. We're growing this container. And if you believe in the power of kindness and generosity and want a platform to be able to do that, we're here to serve you and continue this mission. It's more than just have a big vision plan for all of you. So stay tuned, and thank you so much, Jenny. Again, thank you for carving out the most valuable asset of your life is your time. And I appreciate the time that you have spent in this lifetime to carry out this mission. I honor you. Thank you.
My pleasure. Great to be with everybody today. Go out and do your thing.
All right. You enjoy the rest of your day. Pura vida.
Pura vida.